Hello everyone and welcome back to the show. We are really glad you're joining us today. We have a topic that confuses almost every English learner, and honestly, even a lot of native speakers get this wrong too. So if you have been mixing these words up, you're in very good company. Today, we're going to sort it out once and for all.
That is right. Today we are talking about lie down and lay down. Two phrases that sound very similar. Both involve putting something in a horizontal position, and yet they work in completely different ways. Understanding the difference is going to improve your grammar noticeably, and once you see how they work, the logic actually makes very good sense.
We're going to cover what each verb means, the key grammatical difference between them, all their tense forms, which is where it gets really interesting, how to use them in sentences, the memory tricks that help, common mistakes, 2 conversations, and a quiz. Let us get into it.
Let us start from the very beginning. Lie is a verb that means to put yourself in a horizontal position or to be in a horizontal position. The important thing about lie is that the subject is the one doing it to themselves. No object is needed. You lie down. The cat lies on the sofa. Nobody is placing the cat there. The cat is doing it itself.
Lay is a verb that means to put or place something or someone in a horizontal position. The important thing about lay is that it always needs an object. There is always something being placed. You lay the book on the table. She lays the baby in the cot. The builder lays the bricks. In every case, someone is placing something somewhere. The subject does the placing, and the object receives it.
So the fundamental grammatical difference is this. Lie is an intransitive verb. That means it does not take a direct object. The subject lies down by themselves. Lay is a transitive verb. That means it always takes a direct object. The subject lays something somewhere. Something is always being placed.
Here's the simplest contrast you'll ever hear. I need to lie down. There is no object. I am resting myself. I need to lay this book down. There is an object, the book. I am placing the book. If there is an object in the sentence, use lay. If there is no object, use lie.
Now here is where things get genuinely tricky, and this is the part that confuses even native speakers. The past tense forms of these two verbs overlap, and it's absolutely maddening at first. Let us go through this very carefully.
The verb lie, meaning to recline, has these forms. Present tense, lie. She lies on the sofa every evening. Past tense, lay. She lay on the sofa for an hour. Past participle, lain. She has lain on that sofa for hours. Present participle, lying. She is lying on the sofa right now.
Did you catch that? The past tense of lie is lay. That's where the confusion starts. The past tense of the intransitive verb lie is lay, which is also the present tense of the transitive verb lay. These two words collide in the past tense, and that's why even native speakers struggle.
The verb lay, meaning to place something, has these forms. Present tense, lay. She lays her keys on the counter every time she comes home. The nurse lays the patient carefully on the examination table. He lays out his clothes the night before work. Present continuous, she is laying the tiles in the bathroom today. He is laying the groundwork for a big change. The worker is carefully laying the cables underground. Past simple, she laid the baby gently in the cot. He laid his cards on the table and told everyone the truth. They laid new flooring throughout the entire house. Present perfect, she has laid the table for dinner. He has laid the foundations of the new building. I have laid everything out for you on the desk.
Now let's talk about some useful set phrases and expressions that use these verbs, because knowing these will help you recognize and use them naturally.
With lie, lie down is the most common phrase. Go and lie down for a while if you are tired. Let sleeping dogs lie is a common expression meaning don't stir up old problems. Just let it lie means leave the matter alone and don't bring it up again. Lie in or have a lie-in means to stay in bed late in the morning. I had a lovely lie-in on Sunday. Lie low means to stay quiet and not draw attention to yourself. He decided to lie low for a while after the incident.
With lay down your arms is a formal phrase meaning to surrender or stop fighting. Lay down the law means to firmly state rules or expectations. She really laid down the law about punctuality. Lay the table means to set the table for a meal. Could you lay the table before the guests arrive? Lay your cards on the table means to be completely honest and open. He laid his cards on the table and admitted what had happened. Lay something to rest means to bring something to a final conclusion. That apology finally laid the matter to rest.
Now, let us go through the mistakes, because these are the patterns that trip learners up most consistently.
Mistake number 1. Using lay without an object. A learner might say, I need to go lay down, or she laid down for an hour. In these sentences, there's no object. Nobody is placing anything anywhere. The subject is reclining themselves. The correct verb is lie. I need to go lie down. She lay down for an hour. Lay always needs an object. Without an object, lie is the right verb.
Mistake number 2. Using lie in a context where something is being placed. A learner might say, she lied the baby in the cot, or he lied the newspaper on the table. In those sentences, there is an object, the baby and the newspaper. Something is being placed. Lie cannot take an object. The correct sentences are, she laid the baby in the cot, and he laid the newspaper on the table.
Mistake number 3. Using laid as the past tense of lie. A learner might say, she laid on the sofa for an hour, when they want to say she reclined. Laid is the past tense of lay, the transitive verb. The past tense of lie, the intransitive verb, is lay. The correct sentence is, she lay on the sofa for an hour.
Mistake number 4. Using lay as the present tense of lie. A learner might say, I lay down every afternoon, when they mean they currently recline regularly. In present simple, the intransitive verb is lie, not lay. I lay down every afternoon. He lies on the grass. Lay as a present tense form of this verb is wrong. Lay only appears as the past tense of lie.
Mistake number 5. Forgetting the past participle lain. Most learners never use lain at all because it sounds unusual, but it is the correct form. The envelope has lain unopened for a week. She has lain awake worrying. Using has laid in these sentences when there is no object is technically wrong. Has lain is the past participle of lie, has laid is the past participle of lay, and needs an object.
Has laid requires something being placed. Mistake number 6. Not using context to resolve the ambiguity. When you see lay or hear lay in a sentence, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. Is there an object present? What tense is this sentence in? If there is an object, it is the present tense of lay. She lays the book down. If there is no object and the sentence is in the past, it is the past tense of lie. She lay on the beach. Context is everything with these verbs.
6 mistakes and 6 clear corrections. These are the exact points of confusion that learners face, and now you know how to navigate every single one of them.
Now, let us hear 2 conversations so you can see lie and lay working naturally together.
First conversation. 2 friends talking.
You look exhausted. Are you okay?
I am. I barely slept last night. I just lay awake for hours going over everything in my mind.
You should go home and lie down for a bit. Honestly, even just an hour would help.
I know. I was lying on the sofa this morning, but I couldn't really relax. I kept getting up.
Did you take anything for the headache you mentioned?
I took a tablet and laid down a cold cloth on my forehead. That helped a little. But I think I just need to lie down properly and sleep.
Just go. Lay everything else aside for now and rest. Nothing is so urgent that it cannot wait a few hours.
You're right. I will lie down as soon as I get home.
Notice the uses in that conversation. Lay awake is the past tense of lie because there's no object. She's describing herself being awake. Lie down appears twice as a recommendation with no object. Lying on the sofa is the present participle of lie. Laid down a cold cloth uses laid because there is an object, the cloth. Something is being placed. Lay everything else aside is the imperative of lay, the transitive verb, meaning put your worries aside.
Second conversation. A parent and a young child at bedtime.
Okay, it's time for bed. Come and lie down now.
Can you lay my bear next to me, please?
Of course. There you go. I've laid your bear right beside you.
Will you stay until I fall asleep?
I will stay for a little while. You just lie still and close your eyes.
The floor is cold. Can you lay another blanket down?
I'll get one. Here you go. I've laid an extra blanket at the foot of the bed. Now come on, lie down properly and go to sleep.
In that conversation, lie down is used 4 times for the child reclining themselves, no object. Lay my bear next to me uses lay as the imperative of the transitive verb because there is an object, the bear. I have laid your bear uses the present perfect of lay with object. Lay another blanket down again uses the transitive verb with an object. I have laid an extra blanket confirms the same pattern with the past participle.
Quiz time. 5 sentences, correct or incorrect. Take a moment before each answer.
Sentence 1. She needs to lay down for a while. She's exhausted.
Take a moment. This is incorrect. There is no object in this sentence. She's not placing anything anywhere. She is reclining herself. The correct sentence is, she needs to lie down for a while.
Sentence 2. He laid the documents carefully on the manager's desk.
This is correct. He is the subject, the documents is the object, something is being placed. Laid is the past tense of lay, the transitive verb. Perfect.
Sentence 3. Yesterday afternoon, she lay on the grass and read her book.
This is correct. She reclined on the grass. No object. Lay is the past tense of lie, the intransitive verb. Correct and natural.
Sentence 4. The cat has lain on that chair for the entire day.
This is incorrect. The cat is reclining. There is no object. The past participle of lie, the intransitive verb, is lain. The correct sentence is, the cat has lain on that chair for the entire day.
Sentence 5. Please lay the baby down gently. She just fell asleep.
This is correct. The baby is the object. Someone is placing the baby somewhere. Lay is the imperative of the transitive verb. Correct and very natural.
How did you do? If you got all 5 right, you genuinely understood these 2 verbs. If you missed any, go back to the fundamental rule. Object present means lay. No object means lie. Apply that test and you'll make the right choice far more often than before.
Let us finish with a clean summary. Lie is intransitive, no object. The subject reclines or rests themselves. Present, lie. Past, lay. Past participle, lain. Present participle, lying. I lie down. She lay on the sofa. It has lain there for hours. He is lying in bed.
Lay is transitive, always needs an object. The subject places something somewhere. Present, lay. Past, laid. Past participle, laid. Present participle, laying. She lays the book down. He laid the towel on the chair. She has laid the table. They are laying the carpet.
The key collision to remember, the past tense of lie is lay. This is the source of almost all the confusion. When you see lay in a sentence and there's no object, it's almost certainly the past tense of lie. When there is an object, it's the present tense of lay. She lays the book down.
The one test every time. Is there an object? Yes means lay. No means lie. Apply that test and you'll make the right choice far more often than before.
And that's everything for today. We really hope this episode gave you clarity and confidence with lie and lay. These are words that appear in everyday conversation, in literature, in song, and in professional writing. Getting them right will make your English noticeably more precise.
Your practice task? Write 4 sentences. 1 using lie in the present tense with no object. 1 using lay in the past tense with an object. 1 using the past tense of lie correctly, which is lay, and 1 using the past participle lain correctly. That covers every important form from today.
Leave your questions in the comments. We love hearing from our listeners, and we'll do our best to answer everything.
Share this episode with someone who is learning English. These are genuinely tricky words, and everyone who learns them properly benefits enormously.
Take care of yourself, and keep practicing. Every lesson you complete is building something real.
We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, and keep going. You're doing brilliantly.